All right, welcome everyone. If you're prepping for your upcoming software engineering exams, you are in the exact right place. In today's quick study guide explainer, we're going to master the examiner's playbook for fact-finding techniques. We'll be breaking down the core methods you absolutely need to know, analyzing their trade-offs, and basically getting you ready to just crush your test.
But, before we start memorizing a bunch of academic terms, let me ask you this. Why do so many software projects completely fail? Seriously, it's a massive issue in the industry. Well, the answer almost always comes down to misunderstood requirements. Think about it. If an engineering team doesn't know exactly what to build, they literally cannot build it right. And that is exactly why fact-finding is a system analyst's absolute best defense against project failure.
So, to get you exam ready, we've structured this explainer into 5 clear steps: foundation, direct interaction, silent analysis, a real-world case study application, and finally, the ultimate cheat sheet. Okay, let's jump straight into our first section, foundation, the core concepts.
Think of fact-finding kind of like an intelligence-gathering mission before any single line of code is ever written. It's the essential process of collecting real-world data about an existing system, its users, the business processes, and the underlying problems to ensure you're actually building the right thing. It is literally step 1. It's how analysts gather rock-solid, reliable requirement data before any new system design can even begin.
Moving right along to section 2, direct interaction, engaging stakeholders. We're going to look at the first 2 of the core 4 techniques, focusing on methods that require analysts to engage directly with users. First up is the interview. This is your direct line to the stakeholders. Whether it's structured rigidly, like a formal interrogation for consistency, completely unstructured for a free-flowing brainstorm, or maybe a hybrid, semi-structured approach, this is where you are going to get your richest, deepest insights. Okay, let's dive into this, because exams absolutely love testing you on trade-offs. On the upside, interviews give you incredibly detailed information, high accuracy, and the chance to ask follow-up questions instantly. But the downside? They are massive time and budget drains. Plus, they require a highly skilled interviewer to prevent any personal bias from corrupting the data. Next up is the questionnaire, when you need to scale your data gathering to hundreds or maybe thousands of users, like, say, a massive remote workforce. This is your ultimate go-to, highly economic tool. But here's the thing. The true power of a questionnaire depends entirely on how you ask the questions. Open-ended questions yield these incredible, nuanced user opinions and uncover hidden problems. Conversely, closed-ended questions give you predefined choices, like simple checkboxes. You definitely lose the nuance, but you gain the ability to do lightning-fast statistical analysis. And just like interviews, questionnaires have their own set of pros and cons. The pros: they're super low cost, lightning fast for data collection, and perfect for huge groups. However, their fatal flaw? You often get a terribly low response rate, and you have absolutely no ability to immediately clarify confusing responses. If a user misinterprets your question, you just end up with bad data. So the crucial exam strategy here is knowing when to use which. It really comes down to depth versus breadth. Interviews give you deep insights and high accuracy from a tiny group of users. Questionnaires give you mass data collection with limited depth from massive groups. If you see a scenario question on your exam asking you to choose between depth versus breadth, this is the exact distinction you need to remember. All right, let's transition to our third section, silent analysis, review, and observe. We are moving on to the next 2 techniques where the analyst steps back to observe and review without directly questioning the users at all. First is record review. This is where you get to play detective with company archives, examining reports, forms, manuals, database structures, and historical policies to find objective truths without relying on human memory. It's highly cost-effective and provides completely objective data. So the crucial point is, there's a massive trap here for analysts. You always have to verify the records. If you blindly trust dangerously outdated documents or missing information, your entire system design is going to be flawed. Plus, sifting through large, disorganized datasets can just be a massive time sink. Our fourth core technique is observation, literally just watching users perform their daily tasks in their actual work environment. This technique is brilliant because it reveals the ground truth of how work is actually done in reality, not just the idealized version users claim they do during an interview.
Observation gives you real-time information, an incredibly accurate understanding of the workflow, and helps identify completely hidden problems. But there's a big catch. Users often alter their natural behavior when they know they're being watched. In academics, this is known as the observer effect. Add to that the fact that it's very time-consuming and can raise some serious privacy concerns.
Now, for the climax of our explainer, Section 4, Case Study Application, Bank Management System. Let's move to and see how this builds, because technical exams absolutely love complex, scenario-based questions. In the real world, you don't just pick one method, you combine them. Imagine you're analyzing a bank. Step 1, you interview the bank manager to capture those high-level business goals. Step 2, you blast questionnaires to thousands of customers for broad satisfaction metrics. Step 3, you conduct a record review of transaction logs for hard historical data. And finally, Step 4, you observe the cash counter operations to witness the real-time workflow. Together, they form a flawless, complete picture. Which brings us to our final synthesis section, Section 5, the ultimate cheat sheet. And this brilliantly illustrates the ultimate trade-offs you absolutely must memorize before test day. Interviews cost high time and money, but yield high accuracy. Questionnaires are cheap and fast, but only hit medium accuracy. Record reviews save money but cost time, and observation costs massive amounts of time but guarantees high accuracy. Lock these relationships in and you will fly right through your exam. To wrap things up, I want to leave you with a bit of a provocative thought about the future of system analysis. As our workflows become fully digital and remote, will AI algorithms that silently track our keystrokes and screen time eventually replace human observation entirely? And if they do, does that eliminate the observer effect or just change it? Definitely something to think about as you continue your journey in software engineering. Thanks so much for learning with me today on this explainer, and good luck on your exams.